Have you ever observed how certain men command respect without raising their voice or asking for it? No one interrupts them. No one dares to waste their time. Their presence alone enforces order. And you wonder why you are not treated the same. What I'm about to reveal to you might make you angry. Their respect has nothing to do with being more intelligent, wealthier, or more accomplished. They simply understand a psychological principle you were never taught. A principle so subtle and so powerful that once you grasp it, the way others treat you will never be the same again. The world teaches you to be liked, to smile, to agree, to soften your tone, to make others comfortable, even at the cost of your own dignity. But being liked and being respected are not the same currency. Being liked is cheap. It's given freely to anyone who offers validation. Respect, on the other hand, must be earned, not through charm, but through restraint. Machiavelli once said, "It is better to be feared than loved, if you cannot be both." But his meaning has been distorted for centuries. He wasn't glorifying cruelty, he was revealing a truth about human nature. People only respect what they cannot easily access. The one who tries too hard to be liked becomes invisible. The one who withholds approval becomes powerful. So ask yourself, are you liked or are you respected? Because in every interaction, you're teaching people how to treat you. And if you teach them that your boundaries are negotiable, you will forever be negotiating your worth. From childhood, you were conditioned to seek approval. When you behaved well, you were rewarded with smiles. When you disappointed others, you were met with silence or rejection. That's how your nervous system learned to chase validation. But here's the trap. Once you carry that hunger into adulthood, you start designing your personality around other people's comfort. You suppress your opinions, you laugh at jokes that insult you, you apologize for existing too boldly. And without realizing it, you train the world to see you as lesser. Psychologically, people equate high value with independence. The more you seek validation, the more you announce that you need it. The more you need it, the less others offer it freely. Machiavelli observed this pattern centuries ago. He wrote that a ruler must learn how not to be good when goodness becomes weakness. Meaning, you must be willing to break your own need to please if you wish to be taken seriously. The most respected individuals, from ancient philosophers to modern leaders, all share one trait: emotional detachment from approval. They do not adjust their truth for comfort. They do not chase laughter in rooms that misunderstand them. And ironically, that's why people follow them. The paradox of respect is this: you stop being liked to start being valued. Imagine walking into a grand temple in Rome. Gold pillars, red drapes, the scent of incense thick in the air. You approach the statue of a god, but notice how high above it stands. You can see it, but you cannot touch it. That distance creates awe. Human psychology operates the same way. What is too available is taken for granted. What is rare commands reverence. This is why the powerful create boundaries that others don't cross. They are not cold, they are deliberate. Machiavelli taught princes to avoid being despised or hated, not by pleasing everyone, but by controlling proximity. When you let everyone in, when you overshare, over-explain, or overextend, you lose your sacredness. People respect mystery. They respect scarcity. The more they know, the less they imagine. And imagination is where reverence lives. So here's the uncomfortable truth. If you want to be respected, you must learn to withhold. To speak less than you know. To show less than you feel. To let silence carry your meaning. You are not cold when you set boundaries. You are cultivating gravity. Because nothing heavy floats. Niceness is not the same as kindness. Niceness is self-protection disguised as virtue. It's what you do when you fear rejection. You say yes because you're afraid of no. Machiavelli wrote, "A wise man must rely on what is in his power, not on what is in the power of others." When your mood depends on whether people like you, you've handed them control over your peace. Niceness bends. respect stands. Ask yourself, how many times have you said yes when you meant no? How many times have you smiled to hide irritation? How many times have you played small just to avoid judgment? Every time you do, you trade self-respect for temporary approval. And the cruel irony? People like you less when you try to please them, because they can feel your fear. True confidence doesn't seek peace at all costs. It accepts tension as part of power. When you can calmly say, "No, I don't agree," when you can hold silence after rejection, when you can let someone dislike you, that's when respect is born. In The Prince, Machiavelli noted that rulers must appear composed even in crisis, because once your emotions are public, you lose leverage. Control is magnetic. Emotional excess is repellent. Think of a fire. It's mesmerizing when contained, destructive when unleashed. When someone provokes you and you stay calm, you flip the psychological balance. They lose control, you gain power. Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus called this apatheia, not the absence of feeling, but mastery of it. Respected men don't suppress emotion, they govern it. They choose when to show warmth, when to withdraw, when to let silence speak louder than reaction. Because respect is not born from what you say, it's born from what you don't. So, the next time you're tempted to defend, to explain, or to lash out, pause. Remember, power doesn't announce itself, it radiates. Every man who seeks respect must face this truth: you will be misunderstood. Plato wrote that those who tell the truth will always offend the crowd. Because truth disrupts comfort, and comfort is what most people worship. The need to be liked is really the fear of standing alone. But the moment you choose solitude over approval, you stop begging for space and start owning it. You will lose people when you draw lines, but you will find yourself in the silence that follows. And in that silence, something awakens, a self-respect that no opinion can take away. Being respected often feels lonely at first, but that loneliness is the price of sovereignty. Machiavelli understood one secret of power that psychology now confirms. People are drawn to what they cannot easily define. When you stop over-explaining, stop defending, stop broadcasting your every thought, you become enigmatic. And the human mind craves what it cannot categorize. Respect grows in the tension between clarity and mystery. It's why ancient kings wore crowns, not for decoration, but to create psychological distance. It's why the wise speak last, and why those who speak least are remembered most. You don't need to chase power, you need to stop leaking it. Through oversharing, overexposure, and overeagerness. Restraint is the new dominance. The final truth is this: you cannot be both universally liked and deeply respected. To be respected means accepting friction, silence, and misjudgment. It means choosing dignity over comfort. It means learning that peace bought through approval is just quiet slavery. Machiavelli warned that a prince who seeks to be loved will fall when love fades. But the one who earns respect stands even when adored no longer. The dark power of respect is not manipulation, it's self-governance. It's the quiet refusal to perform. It's the strength to walk away from applause because you already know who you are. And once you master that, people will not just listen to you, they will rearrange themselves around your presence. That is the art Machiavelli tried to teach. Not cruelty, but control. Not arrogance, but sovereignty. And in a world obsessed with being liked, nothing is more radical than standing firm in your own silence. The path from obedience to authority begins with a single act of rejection, rejecting the instinct to please. You've already made that choice by watching this. The next step is execution. Apply what you've learned without hesitation or apology. Comment this and brand it onto your mind. Respect is my birthright. Understand this: in a world of desperate souls starving for approval, the one who remains indifferent to opinion becomes untouchable. Be that individual. Assert your value. Demand nothing, but tolerate even less. When you stop surrendering your power, respect is no longer requested, it is enforced. And from that moment on, your entire world shifts in your favor.